Welcome to the Commander Crew, a Magic the Gathering Commander YouTube channel where we ask the question, who's your commander?
We want to thank you for watching our videos. You can help support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the bell notification icon.
You can also go to thecommandercrew.com to check out our t-shirts, masks, pet hoodies, and other Commander Crew goodies.
If you want to buy any of the cards seen in this video, be sure to click our TCG Player affiliate link in the show notes below.
Lastly, you can help us out by heading to our official Patreon page and becoming a direct supporter of the channel. Now let's
get to the video.
Oh no.
What is up, everybody? It is Chris and the Commander Crew coming at you with another Innistrad Midnight Hunt Commander Quick Take. On this episode, we have Katilda, Dawnhart Prime. Katilda is the Witch of the Woods, hoping to bring humans back to a time where they were strong without the protection of the angels. Katilda is seeking to organize a Harvest-Tide festival. It hopes its ancient powers will fix the moon and its current instabilities. Those in conjunction with Katilda that are referenced in the story are Dawnhart Mentor, Dawnhart Rejuvenator, and Dawnhart Wardens. Here we have the Coven that are come together to create a massive beauty of art. Katilda is a 1/1 human warlock for green and a white, protection from werewolves, and has the ability humans creatures you control have tapped to add 1 mana of any color to the creature's colors. It also has pay 4 green white, tap it to put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This is a pretty strong ability. Being able to create all just a bunch of mana dorks over our humans instead of having to be elves or have other abilities attached to them is pretty awesome. This can definitely work together to create a massive board. Similar commanders to this would be Shalai, Voice of Plenty, and Sigarda, Heron's Grace. Shalai is all about having hexproof to our creatures and ourselves, but also has the ability to put a counter on each creature we control. Sigarda, Heron's Grace is all about giving you and humans you control have hexproof, but it also has the ability to exile a card from our graveyard to create a 1/1 white human soldier. These already have a great +1/+1 sub-theme on them and a lot of options of humans. Definitely look into these two if you're looking to build Katilda. Now, Katilda's ability isn't anything new. First off, we have Cryptolith Right, 1 and a green for an enchantment creatures you control that have tapped to add any 1 mana of color to your mana pool. And Song of Freyalise, 1 and a green for a saga. First 2 steps are until your next turn creatures you control to have tapped to add 1 mana of any color. And then on the third phase, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn. These are also great auto-includes just in case Katilda isn't on the battlefield. They have very low mana value, so they can get them on the battlefield very quickly and efficiently. Now let's go with some cards that I would include in this deck. Angel of Glory's Rise, 5 white for a 4/6 angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile all zombies. Definitely will help out with this new set coming out. Then return all human creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a great massive return for everything on your field. Call the Copper Codes, 2 and a white for an instant with Strive, costing 1 and a white more to cast for each target beyond the first. Choose any number of target opponents. Create X 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of creatures those opponents control. This can potentially make our board go from nothing to a massive army. Sometimes our opponents have tons of creatures and we have none, and this will obviously bring us right back up. Devout Champlain, 2 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric. Tap it, tap 2 untapped humans to exile a target artifact or enchantment. Hanwar Militia Captain, 1 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 or more creatures, you transform Hanwar. And it transforms into Westvale Cult Leader, a star human cleric where its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. And at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 white and black human cleric token onto the battlefield. Heron's Grace Champion, 2 green white for a 3/3 human knight with flash and lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink. This is a phenomenal combat trick to basically bring our board right back to where we need to be. Increasing Devotion, 3 white for a sorcery, create 5 1/1 white humans. If you cast it from your graveyard, you make 10 instead because it has flashback of 7 white. Maja Bredegard Protector, 2 green white for a 2/3 human warrior. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 white human warrior creature token. Pretty great value for this. March of the Multitudes, X green white with Convoke. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with lifelink. So even if you don't have Katilda out on the board, you can basically make a massive army just by convoking all your creatures. Mayor of Avonbrook, 1 and a green for a 1/1 human advisor werewolf. Other humans you control get +1/+1. It does have Transform though, which on the backside, other werewolf and wolves you control get +1/+1. Not a big thing in our deck, but at the beginning of your end step, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield. This is pretty good just in case, like, say something were to happen and we don't have any spells to cast, we can flip it over to create some more tokens. Thalia's Lieutenant, 1 and a white for a 1/1 human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on each other human you control. And whenever another other human enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on Thalia's Lieutenant. Great just to basically just buff our entire team with counters. And then Thraben Doomsayer, 1 white for a 2/2 human cleric. You tap it to create a 1/1 white human creature token. But it also has the option of Fateful Hour. As long as you have 5 or less life, other creatures you control get +2/+2. So even in a time of need, when we're very low in our life, this will buff our entire team. And then there's some cards that basically just help us win overall. A Chroma Vision of Ixidor, 5 white for a 6/6 angel with flying, first strike, vigilance, and trample. At the beginning of each combat until end of your turn, each other creature you control, if it's a +1, if it has flying, +1/+1 if it has first strike, and so on and so forth for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. We're going to potentially try to get our creatures to get tons and tons of abilities on them, and we're going to basically buff them up even more, making a massive army and swinging in. Anointed Procession, 3 and a white. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, you create twice that many. Since we're making so many human tokens, why not just double it up? Beastmaster Ascension, 2 and a green. Whenever a creature you control attacks, put a quest counter on it. But as long as there's 7 or more quest counters, creatures you control get +5/+5. We're going to be swinging in. This is going to be a massive aggro deck. We're going to get this to go off very quickly. Cathar's Crusade, 3 white, an absolute staple. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This can buff our team so fast and so quickly. Champion of Lambholt, 1 green for a 1/1 human warrior. Creatures with power less than Champion or Lambholts can't block creatures you control. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter on Champion. If you make Champion potentially even like a 3/3 or a 4/4, you're pretty much going to become unblockable. And the amount of time it takes to get to that high of a speed is not going to be a difficulty with the amount of creatures entering the battlefield. Kamal, Heart of Krosa, 6 green for a 5/5 human druid. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample. This is going to basically buff our entire team every single turn. And we also have the ability to pay 1 and a green until the end of the turn. Target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with vigilance, indestructible, and haste, and still a land. It's a pretty awesome ability because we can use our humans to buff the lands and give them extra value on top of that. And then we have Rick, Steadfast Leader, 2 white for a 3/4 human soldier. As Rick enters the battlefield, you choose 2 abilities: First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. In this case, we're probably going to choose at least Vigilance to have ever value on top of this. But humans you control each have the chosen abilities. And as long as you control 4 or more humans, humans you control get +2/+2. Rick is definitely 100% auto-clued in this deck for humans. If you're playing humans, you're playing Rick. And that is my quick take on Katilda, Dawnhart Prime. The tap ability is pretty awesome, but it does have the quote-unquote downfall of only human creatures having that tap mana ability. Now, in Magic's history, there are tons and tons and tons of humans, especially in green-white. So I don't think it's going to be much of a difficulty. The protection of werewolves doesn't really apply to us too much. It might in this current set, just because she is basically trying to go against all the werewolves. Pretty awesome flavor on that one. But I'm definitely excited to build this deck. I'd like to take a minute to shout out your playmat. If you follow the affiliate link down below, you get 10% off the entire order for custom card sleeves, playmats, and other gaming accessories. And every order helps to support the channel even a little bit. It definitely helps out a lot. Now, how would you build out Katilda? I'd love to hear in the comments down below. Again, my name is Chris and the Commander Crew. Thanks for watching. Peace.